CBI to seek Kejriwal's custody next. Big development coming in as the CBI had initially filed a case of corruption in Delhi liquor policy case itself. Arvind Kejriwal's ED custody that ends today. We hear CBI to take up a request to take Arvind Kejriwal into custody next. ED to seek an extension of Kejriwal's custody. CBI to seek custody right after ED remand ends. CBI to be seeking Arvind Kejriwal's custody right after ED custody is over. And ED will likely produce Arvind Kejriwal tomorrow, 28th of March, as his remand date ends. And they're, of course, likely to seek an extension. At this point, we hear even CBI seeking Arvind Kejriwal's custody right after ED remand ends. I'm cutting across to Munish joining us, tracking very closely the ED and the CBI. Munish, give us more details on the CBI wanting to take Arvind Kejriwal into custody as well for questioning. We do know that the CBI's case was what ED took after. Tell us more on what CBI so far has found in the case 2 years into investigation.
Well, Nabila, as far as Central Bureau of Investigation is concerned, CBI was the first agency to lodge an FIR in this case, and after that, ED started a money laundering investigation. Now, as far as the strategy of CBI is concerned, what they are planning that they will be filing an application before the court to seek custody of Arvind Kejriwal, and if it happens, then it is going to be a huge trouble for Arvind Kejriwal, because remember, the strategy of Aam Aadmi Party is to get Arvind Kejriwal out on bail. But if CBI arrests him, so first he has to spend almost 8 to 10 days in CBI custody, and later he has to seek bail in CBI case also. As far as ED is concerned, what they are claiming is tomorrow his custody is getting over. He will be produced before the court, and ED will be asking for further custody of Arvind Kejriwal. And they are expecting that at least for next 3-4 days, Arvind Kejriwal will be in ED custody. And after the ED custody is over, soon the Central Bureau of Investigation is confident of taking Arvind Kejriwal in their custody, and it is going to be a huge hurdle for Arvind Kejriwal in the excise policy case. Nabila.
You know, when you say huge hurdle for Arvind Kejriwal, one should know that the ED has already stated in court that Arvind Kejriwal could be the kingpin. That's a massive allegation leveled against a sitting chief minister. Kejriwal has refused to resign. Aam Aadmi Party ministers say he will run the government while seated in prison. So really big developments coming in with no sight of relief for Arvind Kejriwal here.
Yeah, of course, Nabila, because remember, we saw how Manish Sisodia was arrested by the Central Bureau of Investigation, and later the ED took over the custody of Manish Sisodia. And it has been more than 1 year, he has not got bail. As far as Arvind Kejriwal is concerned, the allegations by the Enforcement Directorate are very serious against the Chief Minister. And the Central Bureau of Investigation, we have been given to understand, is that CBI is all set to name Arvind Kejriwal as accused in their next charge sheet. And if that happens, then again it is going to be problematic for Arvind Kejriwal, because CBI mentioning Arvind Kejriwal as accused is going to be a little different from what ED is planning. ED's case is about money laundering, but CBI is about criminal conspiracy, and CBI is the only agency which will be filing a charge sheet for criminal conspiracy in this case. So of course, Arvind Kejriwal's strategy is to get out on bail, and while he is in jail, to run the government. But everyone knows that it is not going to be a smooth run for Arvind Kejriwal, because as a chief minister, you need to sign on certain important files, you need to take some quick decisions, you need to meet your cabinet. All these things will not be easy for Arvind Kejriwal while he is in ED custody or CBI custody, and for that matter, even if he is in jail. So of course, trouble seems to be mounting for him. For now, the ED and CBI, both these agencies want Arvind Kejriwal in their custody.
All right. Now, you have the kind of protests that are ensuing. Aam Aadmi Party netas say that Arvind Kejriwal will not resign. He will continue as the chief minister from custody. Is it even possible for a suspect to be running a government while seated in prison? There was a lot of talk that he has signed some documents, he's given orders to the health department and others. The BJP cries foul, saying it's false. We heard ED wanted to get into investigating forgery here. Give us more on that. Is it possible for Kejriwal to run a government while seated in custody?
Well, Nabila, Arvind Kejriwal is a chief minister and he knows his political game, and that is why we are seeing that the AAP supporters, the AAP members, they are on road and they want to gain sympathy for this arrest of Arvind Kejriwal, and that is why we are seeing protests all across the national capital. But as far as the rules and regulations are concerned, as a chief minister, if he is in jail, a particular area can be designated as a camp office of the chief minister and he can run the government. But again, as I said, it is not going to be a smooth run for Arvind Kejriwal, because for every single thing you need to go to court, you need to seek permission, and then only a person can meet you. Even to sign an order you need court permission. So all those things are going to be extremely difficult. But as far as Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, their strategy is very simple. Keep Arvind Kejriwal as chief minister. We saw how in ED custody there was a narrative built by the Aam Aadmi Party that while he was in ED custody he passed 2 orders, whereas the Enforcement Directorate officials are saying that it is absolutely impossible that Arvind Kejriwal can sign on any documents. As far as Arvind Kejriwal is concerned, we have seen that the AAP members are saying that, Arvind Kejriwal will remain the chief minister because this is what the public, the voters of Delhi want. As far as, the party is concerned, they are also looking at, a possibility that once Arvind Kejriwal is in jail, how they can run the government smoothly, and we can expect that in coming days there will be application filed on behalf of Arvind Kejriwal, Aam Aadmi Party, for court permission to designate an area in Tihar jail so that a camp office can be built and later Arvind Kejriwal can run his government from the jail. But again, as I said, it is not going to be a smooth run for the Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal.
All right, Manish. Well, it's going to be quite a tough task for Arvind Kejriwal at this point to come out of prison, at least before Lok Sabha elections. You have the CBI wanting his custody right after ED remand ends. So far, we know that the ED will be bringing him to court tomorrow as it ends. Their remand ends. They are likely to seek an extension. Right after that, the CBI wanting to step in. So it seems like a web of allegations, which will be quite a Herculean task for the council of Arvind Kejriwal at this point to bring him out maybe before Lok Sabha elections. Barely 3 weeks now to go for Lok Sabha to begin, 19th of April, that the elections begin. And for the Aam Aadmi Party, their party convener, the face of the AAP, their star campaigner, Arvind Kejriwal, who started off as an anti-corruption crusader, is currently in prison on charges of corruption. Now, thanks very much, Manish, for joining us.